Hello, everybody. Elizabeth Johnston here of Own Your Creativity, and I'm your story and creativity coach. I'm really excited today to be talking to Layla Rahmeh. She is an image consultant, but more than that, she's this awesome woman that I've gotten to know over the last few years, and she's absolutely amazing. Like, her story is amazing. The way that she's come through trials and tribulations to reinvent herself here in Canada and do amazing things for immigrant women through different means. And I don't want to go through all of your story, but can you just tell us a little bit about what you started once you came to Canada? What were the associations that you started, and a little bit about your radio show, and just all those amazing things that you've done since you've been here?
Thank you, Elizabeth. It was a great pleasure when I met you the first time. Actually, we met over the podcast for One Woman before we met in person. And
That's
you made a big impression on me. I was like, oh, this is a successful woman. She knows what she wants. The question that you asked me at the time. And then you trigger a lot in the person when you interview. So I knew from that moment that the journey that will bring us together is not going to end there. It's going to be lasting for a long time. And you did not disappoint. I will tell you, I was so enjoying every moment and every time that we had an interaction, whether through your courses or whether attending similar conferences and events. So it was a beautiful journey so far. And I'm very happy I met you. About me, yes, it was a beginning was kind of turbulence, as you described it. It was not an easy start. Coming to a new country can be a different experiences, definitely. And for me, because I had a lot of experience in my field of work and my career, when I came here, because I already have spoken the language, I didn't think that I will face so many struggles. I thought it would be smooth. I will just submit my resume and I'll find the job of my dream and it would be so easy, but it was not. I tell you, it was the first few years, they were very, very depressing. Very frustrating, and I was nearly like losing hope that I would get anywhere. And I had to rethink everything in my mind of how I'm going to approach my life in a different way. It wasn't because only the difference in culture and what the aspect of how they perceive people coming, even professional coming here. It was the mindset that I had to shift to accept that I have to start from zero again. Mm-hmm. And that took me so long before I realized that. And it had so many hard lessons that they were very, very affecting my self-esteem and my confidence in myself and my ability to cope. So I was very resentful, very sad, very upset, very mad and angry. And then when I realized that it's a total different mindset that I had to go through, then I went step by step, went back to zero, forgot everything that I've done before, which was already in me. Of course, I had to put those skills after, but I had to accept the fact that I'm starting all over again and try to learn how to go through that journey. So a few years after, when I had the opportunity to work within my job with immigrants, and I meet so many immigrants coming in, and then they tell me about their story and how they're feeling so frustrated, and then they're losing hope, and they want to go back to where they are if they can, or to move to different cities or whatever. I said, this is so normal. Like, we come to a dream, we think that we are going to grab the whatever from the horn at the beginning and we're gonna go running. No, it's not like that. But it can be easier if you know what to do. And that was my story, because I was really having a long way. So I want to give them the shortcut. And that's when I came up with I collaborated with a few business immigrants, and we formed the association for the business immigrants entrepreneurs here. When I was now I'm in Halifax, but when I was in New Brunswick. And it was both male and female, like all women and men in business. And then I wanted also to focus more on the women, because the struggles and the difficulties that they face as a woman is a different layer, because they have to cope with their family, with the kids, and then the kids are going to school and having also some struggles and difficulties. So those are other things, that other layers that we need to talk about. And then I co-founded with other fabulous women, all immigrant from different part of the world. Like we formed the Immigrant Women Association. And that was a very rewarding thing for me, because I felt that I put all my experiences into this, and it was all volunteering job. It was not paid. We all volunteered to help other women as well, because some of us have been here for so many years. Some of us were like only coming newly recently to Canada. So each of us has different story in their journey. So that's how I came across forming those associations.
Wow, you really, yes, you hit rock bottom and realized you had to have a new mindset. But then it was like you just were running out of the gate, and like there was no stopping you.
No.
And so now we're working together in the Origin Story Mastery Program, and maybe if you could talk a little bit about how that process has helped you get clarity on what your story is, but also how it's helped you think about yourself differently, because you're kind of going through a bit of a metamorphosis now.
Yeah.
And I'd really like to, for people to understand a little bit more about the power of story and how it can help you redefine yourself.
Well, absolutely. That was a very, very amazing experience that I had. It was the first thing, because I thought always everybody is asking me, write your story, write your story. When I tell them bits and pieces of my story, they would say, oh, well, you have to write your story. And I thought I want to write my story. And that's when I joined the first time the 3 days workshop with you. It was like a condensed workshop. I thought that what I was going to do, that you're going to tell me, write this and write that and put this here and put that there, and then I would be coming up with my story. But it wasn't that. It was actually way better than what I thought in my mind. We always go places with expectations. But when I had those 3 days with you, it was the questions that you had asked that provoked so much flow of thoughts that I never thought I would go that angle. So you start thinking about reasoning about why you want to tell your story, and who are your audience that you're going to address, and why you're going to tell them what you're telling them, or which part of your story might interest them, because you have a lot of things that happens in each one's life, not only mine. Everybody has a story, not one, many, many stories that they come together to put the journey of their life. So I thought, well, what Elizabeth, you're asking me questions and I'm writing and I don't know where this is coming from. and you inspired me, and I know you inspired so many of the other women that at that time there were only maybe 6 or 7 of us, and it happened that we were all women, and I know that you do more women and men as well. But I also learned a lot from them, the journey of each of them and what they brought to the table, the question they asked you and the way you answered them, in a way helped me answer my own question that I did not know they existed. So yeah. It was so much like different aspects, and it was like a real good experience. So when you told me about this new create your story, like origin story, how to use it in your business or even in your writing a memoir, I was so excited about that, and I just wanted to join. And again, you did not disappoint. I really enjoyed it. I mean, we are heading towards the end of that program, but I met great people. Some of them I met in the previous one, and I met new people, and also the way the conversation goes, the exercises that we do, the experiences that each one of them bring to the table. And I am learning more about myself. And that's what we need all to figure out, because we don't know everything, and we should not think that we know all the answers to everything. And it's good to feel that you're a student again, and then you're learning again, and you have a homework and you feel lazy and you don't do your homework and you have to rush. So all in all, it was a great experience. I feel now I have more clear paths of where I'm heading, what I want to do. I even had to review my own offering of my business. Like I looked when I'm answering the questions for why and what is about this origin story that I'm putting together. I'm looking at myself. I said, is it really what I wanted to offer? I have more to offer. There are so many other things that I can do. It's more to that. And all like thanks to you because you brought that and there's a lot to come after. And yeah, so for the people who are waiting for my story, stay tuned. And for the people who are waiting to know about my business, also stay tuned. I'm going to come up with a new packaging and a new introduction and presentation. And for you, Elizabeth, I really, really want to go far and beyond with you to go further because I know I'll need your help along the journey of writing my story.
Well, it's been such a pleasure to work with you, from pre One Woman, where we met, like, having you on my podcast and just like in different ways. It's been such a pleasure. And I love the couple of points that you brought up was that you understand your story or answer questions based on the community. And I think that's a really important part. And you probably already know this because of the two associations that you created. Like two heads are better than one, and you can go further, with other people. And actually, I think that's an African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with community or go with other people. Yeah. And I that's what. So I love that you brought that up because I see that unfolding, as we go through the program. And I just love the way that it's helped you get clarity on what you really want to do. Because this is one of the things that I'm so passionate about is helping entrepreneurs really get clear about, is this how I want to run my business? Because sometimes we get caught up in like, oh, this is how the business should be, or I shouldn't do this because people won't buy it, or I shouldn't do this because I don't really know if people are going to like it, or we have so many doubts, but then we do this business and it could be really good, we could be making money, but does it really feed our soul?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, you want to enjoy what you do and feel that you're doing it even if you're not paid. And I always say that to every one of my friends, like whenever I do a job, if I feel that I am dragging myself out of bed to go to my work, then I shouldn't be in that work at all because it's not feeding my soul. It's not making me grow as a human, as a person, as a spirit. So I want to be enjoying because I'm not going to be offering anything. I'm just going to do a job from 8 to 5 and I'll get the paycheck and it's like life is passing and you getting into depression. And that's part of the story why I was into depression because I had to do some jobs that I did not resonate with me, did not mean anything to me. And I just had to get the paycheck. And I had to figure out a way out of that. And that's a long story. Of course, we're not going to talk about my story now. There's another place for that. But yeah, exactly. You need to be passionate about what you want in life. And that's part of my offering, how to bring the passion in your life again and to make that everything representing who you are from how you talk and how you speak and what type of job you do or what type of work you do. Does it satisfy you? Do you feel whole and complete? Does it give you purpose in life and all of that things? So the word image consultant might be very like the surface thing, but it is so much deeper and deeper that we look into.
No, definitely. And it's like there's a lot of roots underneath that. There's a lot more it goes deeper than that. And I love the way that you're getting clarity on that that offer and how you want to show up in your business. It's wonderful to see that journey that you're on, and the way that story has helped you to do that. So I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us today, and I'm looking forward to the next iteration of your business.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to collaborating with you again, Elizabeth. And I know the course will be ending in October 4th, our last. And I am just like all prepped for that to see like the big reveal. Not really, but it's a journey, of course. It's a process, and we're gonna go. But I am very, very happy that I attended your course. And for anybody who is listening to us, if you haven't tried to get in any program with Elizabeth, you should do that. It's totally, absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for watching. And if you have any questions afterwards, you can post them in the comments and either Layla or I will respond. Thanks again, everybody.
Thank you.